for Hollywood. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Oh, hello there. I am Stan the Movie Man, and this is my review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It stars the voices of Shameik Moore, Jake Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Haley Steinfeld, John Mulaney, Mahershala Ali, Lily Tomlin, Nicolas Cage, Liv Schreiber, and so many more. It is the story of Miles Morales, who is voiced by Shameik Moore, a typical Brooklyn teenager. His dad's a cop, his mom's a nurse, and he is being sent to an exclusive private high school. It's a boarding school in Brooklyn, where his parents think he'll get a better education, and it is for gifted students. Miles is struggling though. He wants to just go back to school with his regular friends and doesn't want all the pressure of this particular high-end high school, but his dad insists. Now, he has an uncle who, Uncle Aaron, voiced by Mahershala Ali, who encourages his creative side, takes him down into a tunnel under the subway to put some graffiti art on a wall, and while he's down there, he is bitten, Miles is, by a radioactive spider, giving him all kinds of Spider-Man-like abilities. That is when Miles stumbles upon Spider-Man in a battle against Wilson Fisk and all of his bad guys working with him. Wilson Fisk is also known as Kingpin, and he is voiced in the film by Liv Schreiber. He's got some big giant machine under the city that is opening doorways to other dimensions and other parallel universes. And Spider-Man is trying to stop this when Fisk kills him. Spider-Man is dead. And that is when things get weird, because other Spider-Men start to show up. There's Spider-Noir, who is voiced by Nicolas Cage, who looks like he's always in black and white. There is Spider-Woman, Gwen Stacy, who's voiced by Haley Steinfeld. There's Spider-Ham. That one's a weird one. John Mulaney is a pig with Spider-Man-like powers. And there's a young Japanese girl named Penny Parker, who is voiced by Kimiko Glenn, who has this sentient robot, and there's some sort of spider brain inside this sentient robot. It's really weird. But all these spider people show up, including Peter Parker from Another Dimension, voiced by Jake Johansson, or Jake Johnson rather. And they are trying to help Miles figure out how he can be Spider-Man, since he has just acquired these abilities, while also trying to get back to the machine that Fisk has and crank it up so that they can all go back home before one of them has to stay behind and destroy it, because they don't think Miles is up to the task. This animated film is a variety of styles, 3D, comic book looking kind of, and also some throwback to some Warner Brothers cartoons whenever Spider-Ham is on the scene. It is very funny throughout. It is also very exciting. While it is animated, it also tries to adhere to some level of authenticity in the way the characters move and the physics as best they can of the them swinging through space and climbing up walls and all of that. It is a terrifically exciting and engaging film that is also surprisingly emotional, as Miles is dealing with his own fears about not only growing up as a Spider-Man, but also being a high school kid, as you know, that is often done in the Spider-Man lore. But it's really entertaining. I could have used a little more bad guys, actually, because Wilson Fisk is hardly in it at all, although he is a prominent figure in the plot. And we get a unique take on Doc Ock. It is it's just very different from what we have seen on screen before, and I think it's a good difference, and I wouldn't mind seeing it in a movie as well. This has been called by many perhaps the best Spider-Man movie and maybe the best superhero movie of the year. I don't know if I'd go that far, but it certainly is entertaining, and if you enjoy superhero flicks and an abundance of spider-powered people and a pig, then by all means, you need to check out Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I really enjoyed it. I'm giving it 5 stars. Go to StanTheMovieMan.com to see my complete review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. You can also check out my review at WIMZ.com of The Mule, starring Clint Eastwood. That's this month's WIMZ.com movie review. Please listen to The Fractured Frame, a podcast where some friends of mine and I get together and discuss the latest in movie, TV, and streaming news. You can find that at WIMZ.com under the podcast tab, or you can, on your smartphone, subscribe to it via Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and pretty much anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at MovieManStan. You can also send me emails, StanTheMovieMan123 at gmail.com. Till next time, later.